Avengers Endgame is a really wild ride and a great movie in many respects, and a confusing one in others with a lot of unanswered questions. But among the coolest parts of the movie are the arcs of Thor and Hulk. Now, I want to warn you still that spoilers follow here, but if you still haven't seen Endgame, what are you doing? It's mid-May. But Thor and Hulk have incredible arcs with a very positive message about mental health and friendship. Hi, I'm Dan Umphin, and this is the Doomcast. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so this makes for a great time to talk about Thor in Endgame. The Thor that we see in Endgame is so vastly different from any other one that we've seen in any incarnation of the Avengers. In the second act, he's gained a lot of weight, let his hair grow out, started day drinking, quit taking care of himself entirely, and has pretty much just separated himself entirely from the rest of the world. Now, a lot of good criticism of this has been that it was done for cheap fat jokes, and yeah, some of the fat jokes were pretty cheap, but for those of us who have suffered through severe depression, a lot of the rest of that is all too real.
Welcome. Voice activation required.
Thor.
Access denied.
Thor, son of Odin.
Access denied.
God of thunder.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Damn you, Stark. Point Break.
Welcome, Point Break.
Thor, the god of thunder, the strongest Avenger with the biggest ego, has lost his mother, his father, his brother, his hammer and best friend, his title, his home, and he failed to kill Thanos, and then did when it was too late. He did his very best, and he had the most power that you could possibly have, and he still failed over and over and over again.
I choose to run toward my problems and not away from them. That's what... Because that's what heroes do.
And for anyone, that's really hard. Whether you failed or you feel like you failed, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's the same thing in your brain. When you lose a parent, a friend, a sibling, lover, or even pets or a job, those things stick with you. And when I see Thor, I see me at different points in my life. Isolated from my friends, hurt, numb, drinking, and afraid. I don't blame him. And this is what I love about his arc. Because Hulk, here's another guy, his closest male friend, who's been there. He's lost everything also. His lover, his job, his home, his ability to control himself. He became a monster.
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
But Hulk is so great in this for two reasons. He's a model of someone who has learned to cope with his affliction. Instead of fighting it, he accepts that it's there and that it's real and that it's not always under his control. But by acknowledging it and through self-care, he's learned to cope. And the second way is his friendship. It's a model for how you're someone who has learned to cope with your illness, like Hulk. And maybe you've gotten your behaviors changed, or you've gotten medication right. But here Hulk comes and treats his friend with compassion. He treats his pain with dignity. He acknowledges that it's real pain. And he doesn't dismiss him as a coward, or somebody who's being melodramatic, or somebody who's crazy. And he goes to check on his friend. Honestly, he could have done it 5 freaking years earlier, but sometimes we make it very hard for our friends to find us and come to a place where they can meet us and care for us. And that's what I found so beautiful about all of this. Because with the help of another male friend who is thriving, who has learned to cope, Thor faces his depression and his pain and discovers that yes, he's still worthy. The thing that made him good, great, and powerful is still there, never left, and that you can fail and you can still get back up and back to the place where you can stand up to the thing that scares the shit out of you, this time with your beard braided, your eyes full of light, dual-wielding hammers, son. I think that's something that men especially need to see more of. They need to see men openly talking about what their feelings are, what's led them to that place. Because that's the thing. You're not being a burden, and you're not being weak. What kind of friend lets their friends face foes alone? Even the strongest Avenger can't do it alone. And that's why I want to encourage you, reach out to your friends. The true friends that you have, whether they're the ones who are suffering or you are. Get help or be that help. Nobody picks themselves up alone. Being a friend, that's hard work. I'll be back later this month with an episode about the Mr. Miracle hardcover coming out and how it related to a particularly hard year in my own life. But till then, if you're down from personal experience, stop self-medicating for 24 hours. Go get some real rest, drink some real water, eat something that is not fast food or from a roller grill, and go out into nature if you can for an hour or so. Long-term, look into talk therapy. But if you have friends that you've isolated yourself from, try and reconnect with them. You're not a burden. You are a person of value. But if you need immediate help, then please reach out to someone you trust. If you don't feel like you have anyone like that in your life, then call the National Mental Health Crisis Hotline at 888-381-0417. You matter, you're worthy, and you deserve to be well. Take care of yourself.